Alrighty, I don't believe we were connected there for whatever reason. Apologies, folks. Welcome to the WT Broadcasting Network. I'll try this again. Here in qualifying for the All-American 100, the 28th running of the online All-American 400, the late model stock portion here tonight. We've got 29 drivers on the property. They just finished up their qualifying runs. Trent Smith currently sitting at the top of the standings in 18.52. Going to be the time to beat. Still two drivers left to take a time, Ryan Call and Ryan Strunk. Both have yet to complete a lap, and I think that's going to do it for them. So it is time for heat race number 1. We'll look at the qualifying results real quick before we jump too far ahead of ourselves. Thank you guys for joining us here on the WD Broadcasting Network here tonight. Trent Smith, top of the board in the number 3 machine in 18.522. Brandon Elvis just a little bit off of that lap time, 11 100ths of a second slower. Sorry, 11 1,000ths of a second slower. Elvis in the number 54 machine. Carter Hollingsworth, third. And look at the times, a tenth of a second all the way back to James Pileski in the 12th spot. It's going to be a very close feature here tonight. Look at those results one more time, and like I guessed right there, we are going to be taking the top 10 into tonight's feature. So we'll look at the starting lineup for heat race number 1 here tonight. On the pole is going to be the number 17 machine of Corey Rogers. Jordan Corrin in the 29 going to roll off to his outside. In the 3rd spot, it's the number 24 machine of Alan Young. Then Anthony Rosselli in the 80 machine going to roll off 4th. On the inside of row number 3, it's going to be the 8 of Jason Deal. And to his outside, the number 27 of Ethan Johnson. Brennan Lushes in the 81 machine going to roll off 7th here in heat race number 1. And Brian Torrey in the 74 going to start 8th to his outside. Row number 5 on the inside, Jonathan Holstein in the 73 going to roll off next to Buzzy Mongold in the number 12. And Ryan Strunk going to bring us to the green in P11 in the number 67 machine. So we should be just about ready to send them green. They should have a lap to get the tires warm as we do start to roll away off of pit road, and it is time to kick things off for the 2025 All-American 100. Folks, if you're watching here, supporting a driver in the race, let me know who you're cheering for down in the chat below. I know a lot of these drivers look back through the broadcast, and they'd like to see that you're cheering them on when they watch it back tomorrow morning. Heat race number 1 about to take place. We've got 10 laps, 11 cars. We are getting ready to roll. I think we're going to take the top 10 here. So one driver not going to make it. So the top 10 drivers in this field going to advance into tonight's All-American 100. We'll be sending 2 drivers home. I think we had a total of 31 registered for the event. And it is time to go racing for the first time here tonight. Corey Rogers on the inside. Jordan Corrin on the outside in the 29 machine. Getting ready to send them green as the pace car makes his way to the inside of the racetrack down in turns 3 and 4. It is in the hands of Corey Rogers, and the green flag is up. The green flag is out. We are racing here for the first time tonight in heat race number 1. Down into turns 1 and 2 they go. Rogers and Corrin side by side down the back straightaway. It looks like Jordan Corrin going to take the early advantage up on the outside lane. They're side by side through the first set of corners and through the second set right there. Jordan Corrin going to lead lap number 1. Corrin on the outside lane, trying to keep his momentum wound up. Here comes a big run from Alan Young. He's in the 3rd spot. No, there's trouble back behind. Ethan Johnson and Brendan Lushes tangled up down the back straightaway. And that is going to put us under caution for the first time here tonight. Looks like some heavy front end damage on both of those race cars. 27 pretty tangled up in the rear as well. Let's take a look at what happened here on lap number 2. This was the battle just outside of the top 5. It looks like the 27 machine might have gotten a little bit loose. Yeah, you saw right there the 81 didn't really have anywhere to go. Both of those drivers into the inside wall. The caution flag is going to be out for the first time. Take a look at that on board with number 81 of Brendan Lush's right here. He didn't really have much time to react, if any. You see the 27 right there loose, and then both of them slam into the inside wall. Not the way they wanted to begin tonight's feature, but both of them on pit road right now. You see tires going on number 27 machine. But out front, Jordan Corrin leads the first couple laps of this one. Caution laps don't count in the heat races. So we're going to have 10 green flag laps. Field doubles up down into turns 1 and 2. It looks like Corrin going to take the outside lane here. Or maybe the inside lane, rather, but a little bit of gamesmanship going on. Not quite ready to send them back green, it looks like. Or we're going to do single file starts. I'm not quite sure. Looks like the pace car is going to pull off, and the field will double up. So we're going to send them back green this time. Corrin and Rogers. Alan Young and Anthony Rosselli in row number 2. A big jump there from the 29 machine. And he's going to have a big gap built up down into turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway they go. Single file your top 5. Corrin leads down into turn number 3 with Corey Rogers and Alan Young back behind him. Remember your top 10 transfer. Go back a little bit further. Currently Brendan Lushes holds that spot. Ethan Johnson in the 27 a ways back after that early incident. Here comes Brian Torrey, or rather Ryan Strump to the inside of Ryan Torrey. There's a little bit of contact there. Torrey goes up the racetrack and they keep on going. Back up towards the front. Corey Rogers putting some pressure on the back bumper of Jordan Corrin here. So we are going to come to the halfway point this time. 5 in, 5 to go in heat race number 1. Rogers in the 17 machine tried to cut low that time. Got a little bit loose when he clipped the apron. It's hard to really build up a run behind these drivers. These cars are so close on lap time. You saw it in qualifying. It's very hard to build up a run and make the pass. As here comes the 17 machine again in turn number 3. It'll be 2 laps to go when they get back around this time by. Here comes the 17er Rogers, peeking his nose in there, but Corrin making that outside lane work. 2 to go here for the 29 machine, trying to pick up the victory in heat race number 1. And this does give these drivers a good idea of what the short run car is going to feel like for tonight's All-American 100. As Jordan Corrin gets the white flag final time around here. Down into turns 3 and 4. Looks like the 29 machine is going to be able to hold on. Winner of heat race number 1 going to be Jordan Corrin, number 29. Across the line, Buzzy Mongold is the final car to transfer in the number 12 machine. And Ethan Johnson, I think, may have had the motor expire coming across the line right there. Tough break for the 27 machine involved in that early incident. Not going to transfer here tonight. is now heat race number 2 set to take the grid. 10 laps in this one as well. We've got a former All-American 100 winner on the front row in James Pileski. We'll look at the lineup for tonight's second heat race. Pileski on the pole in the number 93 machine. Aiden Young going to start in the second spot in the number 69. Noah Kaufman in the 07 machine going to roll off third, with Noah Keller in the 45 starting fourth to his outside. Row number 3 on the inside is going to be Carter Krogan in the number 82. Then Zachary Honecker in the 87 machine going to roll off 6th. Craig Schmidt in the 85 going to start from the 7th spot with the 04 of Mark Myers to his outside. Then rounding out our field, Steve Wright in the 52. Going to roll off next to Ryan Cole in the number 60 machine. So I think everybody's going to transfer out of this one. As the field gets the 1 to go signal. See who can pick up the victory in heat number 2. Down the back straightaway they go. James Pileski gonna lead us to the green next to Aiden Young. Noah Kaufman rolling off third. Noah Keller rolling off fourth. Pace car drops to the bottom side. We're going to be racing here in heat number 2. Green is out. We are underway for 10 laps. A little bit of bumper tag down into turns 1 and 2. The 07 machine was pushing the 93 of Pileski. And ooh, contact there down the back straightaway. And around goes Aiden Young in the 69 machine. In a big one down the backstretch. Carter Krogan hard into the wall. Mark Myers slowed down the back straightaway as well. Noah Keller still getting it figured out. And a big one striking down the back straightaway. Lap number 1 in heat race number 2. Let's take a look at that start one more time. Here's the field coming out of 4. And you saw like a little bit of bumper tag. Watch the 07 pushing the 93 down into the corner. 69 machine of Aiden Young gets all kinds of sideways, bounces off Kaufman, and then it was all hanging on there. Big time hit for the 82 machine. Go on board and see what he saw down the back. You can hear him not really in the gas too hard, trying to just take it easy, and then bam, hard into the outside wall. Tried to slow it down there, but just nothing he could do. Tough break for the number 82 machine. In both heat races, getting off to a shaky start here. Caution laps not counting. So we're still going to have 8 laps to go when we send them back green. Doubles up down the back straightaway. It's going to be in the hands of James Pileski once again. So we send him back around to the green once again in heat race number 2. Pace car drops to the bottom side. They're doubled up. Getting ready to get to the restart zone. Pileski dives to the bottom, and we're back underway. Good start from the 93 machine. Will be plenty out in front of the 07 of Kaufman. He breaks free down into turns 1 and 2. Back behind, Steve Wright battling with Mark Myers in the 04, but the 82 of Carter Krogan got up in the outside wall, and oh, hard lick for Steve Wright in the 61. Big wreck down into turns 3 and 4. I believe the green flag may have stayed out after that one. but a huge lick for Steve Wright. Got turned down into the pit barrels, it looked like. As Pileski and Kaufman lead. Great amount down the back straightaway. Pileski trying to break away here and pick up the victory in heat race number 2. He's a winner of the All-American 100 in previous years, so he understands what it takes to win this race. To set the fastest lap of the race right there. We're halfway this time by. As Pileski works his way up and out of turns 3 and 4. Right now the field is fairly spread out. You watch him down into 1 and 2. 8 cars still out on the racetrack. Kaufman running a little bit quicker than Pileski, but right now with the gap that Pileski has, should be able to hang on to it. Come back to 2 laps to go this time by. Two more times around for James Pileski. The 07 of Kaufman is getting a little bit closer, but Pileski should be able to hang on here as long as he doesn't get loose or anything like that. And right there, a little bit sideways out of the corner. White flag is out. Final time in heat race number 2. No Kaufman close there to the back bumper of the 93. Is there anything left as they work their way down into turns 3 and 4? Looks like out of 4, the number 93 of James Pileski going to pick up the victory in heat race number 2. So races have concluded. It is time to get to the main event for tonight's 2025 All-American 100. The 100 lap feature event for these small stocks. It's going to be a battle of attrition and keeping track position. It's very hard to pass here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway in these late model stocks. You don't have as much power as the super late model. And actually, it looks like we are going to have a consolation race. So we do have a last chance qualifier. I only saw 30 starters, I believe. We'll have a quick little LCQ here. So let's jump down trackside to look at our starting lineup for tonight's last chance race. On the pole, going to be the number 67 machine of Ryan Strunk. To his outside, Mark Myers in the 04. Starting third, the number 8 machine of Jason Deal. Then Carter Krogan in the 82 machine to his outside. Brian Torrey in the 74 machine will roll off fifth. Aiden Young in the 69 to his outside. Jonathan Holstein in the 73, going to roll off 7th, with Noah Keller in the 45 to his outside. Brendan Lush is on the inside of row number 5, with Steve Wright in the 61 machine. Going to start from the 10th spot. Buzzy Mongold in the number 12, going to roll off 11th, with Ryan Cole in the number 60 machine, starting 12th. Rounding out our field is going to be the number 27 machine of Ethan Johnson. So I just received word we are going to be taking 12. I think there's only 12 cars on the track, so everybody will advance as we get ready for the last chance race. Down into turns 1 and 2. Ryan Strunk on the inside. Going to take the early advantage. Mark Myers way up the racetrack at the 0-4. The 82 of Krogan's going to sneak by on the bottom. And out back, Steve Wright in the number 61 machine goes around. Looks like we'll keep it green. The battle for the second spot. Jason Deal up top. Carter Krogan on the bottom. And ooh, almost contact that time. Deal into the 8 machine. Was up the racetrack. Luckily, he was able to hang on to that car, but the 74 of Ryan Torrey gonna go by. And everybody advances into tonight's All-American 100, but they are battling for starting positions, so every spot that you gain here is a starting spot in tonight's All-American 100. There's a 73 of Jonathan Holstein to the inside of Jason Deal in the 8. Brendan Lush is in the 81, also trying to go by on the inside lane. In the 69 machine to the inside as well. He's going to take the spot, looks like, on the bottom. He's got a 10-car length advantage over Carter Krogan in the 82 machine. He's starting to break free here. Ethan Johnson to the inside and Jason Deal. So far, we've been in the green here in the last chance qualifier. Has a 1.4 second advantage, man. He did not waste any time getting away from this field. We've got 5 laps to go in this 15-lap feature. Sorry, B feature. Ryan Torrey runs third. This one is shotgun on the field. He's up inside top 2 in the 9th spot. In the 04 machine up into the wall. Looks like there's damage on the right front of that race car. He's going to lose several spots. That'll move Aiden Young up into the top 5 in the 69 machine. This time around, 2 laps to go for Ryan Strunk. Remember, everybody here is advancing into the feature, so we will have a 30-car starting field coming up shortly. White flag is out. Final time around for Ryan Strunk, and you can see the advantage there as they head down the back straightaway. A huge lead for the number 67 machine as he comes up out of turns 3 and 4. He'll pick up the victory in the B feature. One of the laps here in just a moment. Strunk in the 67 opened up a 1.83 second advantage. So it is now time to hit the racetrack for tonight's All-American 100. They're going to start the field straight up, no invert here tonight. So we will look at our starting grid and go through our 30 drivers getting set to take the green. On the pole here tonight, it's going to be the number 3 of Trent Smith. His qualifying time in 18.522. That was the time to beat here tonight. Smith going to roll off from the top spot. To his outside, number 54 machine, a regular here on the WD Broadcasting Network, Brandon Elvis. Starting in the third spot, it's going to be another regular on the WD Broadcasting Network, number 28 of Carter Hollingsworth. To his outside, the guy that's won both of the features so far this week for the 28th Annual Online All-American 400. That's Tyler Muller in the 78. Peyton Hamlet in the 98 machine, a driver at the real-life side of things at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. We'll see what he can do here starting 5th tonight. Chase Pierce in the 37, going to roll off from the 6th spot. To his outside, Braxton Nuis, another driver that's got some laps in the real-life side of things. Not here at Nashville Fairgrounds, but in a real race car. We'll see what he can do starting 7th in the 08 machine. Carson Lucas, last year's winner of the All-American 100, going to roll off from the 8th spot here tonight in the 88 machine. Row number 5 on the bottom, number 41 of Joey Burkett in the 9th spot. To his outside, going to be Bladen Edwards in the 72, starting 10th. Jordan Corrin in the 29, going to roll off next to James Pileski in the 93. That's the outside of row number 6. Back behind him, Corey Rogers going to start 13th with Noah Kaufman starting 14th. Alan Young going to roll off 15th. Zachary Oniker 16th. Anthony Rosselli 17th. Craig Schmidt 18th. Ryan Strunk 19th. Carter Krogan 20th. Ryan Torrey 21st. Jonathan Holstein 22nd. Aiden Young 23rd. Brendan Lushes 24th. You'll figure him out from there as we go green flag racing here. Down into turns 1 and 2. Brandon Elvis leads the field and down the back straightaway. For the first time, Brandon Elvis gets the jump on the outside lane, and we are racing here in the All-American 400. Leader of lap number 1 going to be Brandon Elvis. Down into turns 1 and 2 for the second time. The field starting to get single filed out. They battle down the back straightaway. Number 41 of Joey Burkett to the inside of Braxton Deweese, and contact there. Carson Lucas went up the racetrack. They'll lose a couple spots, but they keep it pointed in the right direction. As Bladen Edwards goes by on the inside for the 10th spot. Lucas going to get back in line. A little bit further back, Ryan Strunk trying to make up some ground from that last chance qualifier, already up 2 positions into the 17th spot. He had a lot of speed in that last chance qualifier. Up front, Trent Smith taking a peek to the inside of Brandon Elvis for the top spot. Smith down low, Elvis up top. Elvis used that outside lane to take the lead down into turns 1 and 2, but can he hang on to it? A little bit of contact there down into turns 3 and 4. Elvis went up the racetrack. Now Hollingsworth going to have an opportunity to peek to the bottom. And contact back behind. Caution flag is out. A couple drivers tangled up down into turns 3 and 4. Ethan Johnson involved. It looked like Buzzy Mongold as well. Let's see what happened here. There's another view See Ethan Johnson. I think that's the 85 of Craig Schmidt as well. Oh, it looked like it happened in front of him. Oh, big contact there. The 45, it looked like, of Noah Keller. I'm not sure what happened there. Let's try and look before he was coming down the racetrack. Looked like, oh yeah, contact with Jason Deal in the 8 machine. Going into the corner, setting the 45 around, and nowhere the 27 of Ethan Johnson could have went. And Keller went for a big ride in turns 3 and 4. So the caution flag going to be displayed for the first time here tonight. Trent Smith, your pole sitter, takes back the top spot just before we went caution flag. Your top 7 remain the same as they started. Biggest mover so far, Brendan Lush, is in the 81 machine, is up 4 spots into the top 20. A couple drivers have moved up 3 positions. Ethan Johnson on pit road. Noah Keller also on pit road in the 45. Tough break early on here in the All-American 100. As the field works their way back down into turns 3 and 4. You're going to get ready to go racing once again. We'll send them back with 10 laps in. 90 laps remaining. Green flag flies, and we are back underway in the All-American 100. Good jump for Smith in the outside lane. He'll take the advantage on the back straightaway. Here comes Tyler Muller in the 78 machine, trying to take over the 2nd spot on the outside lane. Ellsworth sitting in the 3rd spot on the bottom. Looks like Elvis going to be able to get back up in line and take the 2nd spot back. As these drivers continue to roll side by side. Muller up top, 3 wide back behind him. James Pileski on the bottom, shot down, big save right there. Pileski and Edwards now side by side. That is for an 8th spot on the racetrack. Looks like Edwards going to take the spot for now. Pileski going to give away and get back in the line. Carter Hollingsworth also able to clear Tyler Muller in the 78. He'll remain in the 3rd spot. So continue to battle back behind. Ryan still going forward in the 67 machine. A little bit sideways that time. Gordon Corin, winner of heat race number 1 here tonight. Started in the 11th spot, back to 14th right now. As the front of your field begins to get single filed out. Not too much passing at this current moment. You see a couple drivers moving down to the inside. Corey Rogers, one of those, looking underneath Carson Lucas in the 88. That's for the final spot in the top 10. Rogers down low, Lucas up top. Remember, Lucas won this race last year as he shuts the door. The pass. Luis going to try to hold off James Pileski, and he will do so. Joey Burkett in the 41. Underneath Corey Rogers. We saw Rogers a couple laps ago try to make that pass underneath Carson Lucas, and that opened up the door for Joey Burkett. Further ahead, Peyton Hamlet down underneath Tyler Muller. It's the battle for the 4th spot as Elvis gets up into the wall a little bit. Go on board with Peyton Hamlet in the number 98 machine, or sorry, Tyler Muller in the 78, I guess. See what he's going through. Down the back straightaway, trying to hold the 98 as tight as he can, really fighting the wheel up off the corner. It looks like he will hang on to the spot. Meanwhile, Bladen Edwards in the 72. Taking a peek underneath Chase Pierce. That is for the 6th spot on the racetrack. Little contact there. 72 sideways on the bottom. Edwards down low. Pierce up top. You can see these battles last 2 laps at a time. Very hard to get the pass completed here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway in these late model stocks. As it looks like Pierce is going to be able to peek back ahead and take that spot away. Behind them, Carson Lucas. Underneath, James Pileski. Trent Smith continues to lead, and look at the trail of cars that Brandon Elvis has behind him right here in that 2nd spot. Everybody hungry to get up to the front. Elvis right now holding strong in P2. Joey Burkett once again looking underneath Corey Rogers for the 11th spot. Rogers was loose that time, and they're wrecking back behind. Buzzy Mongold in the 12 machine, I think, was around out of turns 1 and 2, or maybe into turns 1 and 2. I didn't see exactly what happened. Let's watch right here. He was running by himself. It looked like he blinked out a little bit there, and I think maybe when he came back, he was around on the exit, and that was enough to bring out the caution flag. So tough break. Going to put us under yellow for the 2nd time here tonight. We had a decent green flag run there. We're able to see them guys get a little spread out. And we'll have a chance to catch our breath before things heat up. So we are 1/4 of the way into this one. Caution came out right about lap 25. It's a good chance for everybody to break away, grab a drink, grab a snack, do what you need to do before we send them back racing, because once they go back green, you aren't going to want to leave your seat. Things are going to heat up, and a lot of these drivers are making moves towards the front. Keeping my eye on that 72 machine and Bladen Edwards. He's almost up into the top 5, but he started 10th in this one. Already up 3 spots at a track that's very tough to pass here in the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. The field going to get the 1 to go signal this time. Trent Smith looks like he's going to take the outside lane. Elvis going to go back to the bottom. That'll put Tyler Muller in the 78 machine in what I'm going to call the money spot here tonight. If that leader takes the outside on the restart, you got to watch out for that car in 4th. You can jump up 2 spots all the way to P2 if you get the run right. So we'll watch on board with the drone for this start as the pace car pops down to pit road. It's going to be Tyler Muller in the 4th spot, the money spot right there, the one you're going to want to watch as they go through the restart zone. Ooh, a little contact there. Elvis and Smith come together as they go down into turns 1 and 2. We are back racing 30 laps in of our 100-lap event. Down the back straightaway, Elvis to the inside in the number 54 machine. Smith up top trying to hang on to the lead. Almost drives in pretty deep right there. He moves up the racetrack a little bit, and Smith's going to lose a couple spots. Move Hollingsworth to second. Your pole sitter, Trent Smith, back to the fourth spot as they shuffle positions back behind. Here comes Bladen Edwards trying to make his way up into the top 5. And man, things are exciting here on this restart. Peyton Hamlet up into the top 3. How about Bladen Edwards making his way to 4th? The outside lane definitely does not seem to be the preferred lane on this restart. We've seen it working those past 2 restarts, but man, everybody on the top going backwards in a hurry. As your pole sitter Trent Smith at risk of falling out of the top 5 here, just 33 laps into this event. All kinds of sideways that time out of the corner. Braxton Deweese and Joey Burkett, they were both able to hang on to it. But they were wheeling it up off the corner that time. As things begin to settle down up inside of the top 5. Corey Rogers able to get around James Pileski. Jordan Corrin going to try to follow suit. No, Trent Smith is in the wall in the 3 machine. Way off the pace, and there's trouble down into turns 3 and 4, and that is going to bring out the caution flag. Couple cars tangled up down into turns 3 and 4. Not sure what happened to the number 3 of Trent Smith, but everybody started passing that 3 machine. Let's watch here. Looked like the 78. Tyler Muller was to the inside, and there was contact, and you saw the 3 of Smith in the outside wall right there. And it looked like Strunk in the 67 might have swerved to avoid. We'll watch one more time. On board with Trent Smith right here. You can see the contact. He's trying to hang on to it. He does a great job of saving that race car and not getting it up into the wall. And there's the contact back behind him. Strunk goes around. And that is enough to bring us under yellow for the 3rd time here tonight. Elvis regains the lead. Trent Smith, who was your pole sitter, going to be all the way back to the 14th spot after that one. He's got a little bit of damage on the left side of that race car, but I think he should be able to continue on without too much issue, other than he's probably going to be a little bit frustrated about the contact that we saw in turns 1 and 2. It's going to be a long way to go from the 14th spot. We'll see what Smith can do throughout the remainder of this one. We're about 12 laps shy of the halfway point. Brandon Elvis and Carter Hollingsworth going to bring us back to the green this time. Pace car drops back to the bottom side. Elvis down low, Hollingsworth up top. Through the restart zone they go. And we are back racing here at Nashville. Good jump for the 54 machine. He'll lead through the first couple corners. Hollingsworth going to be back into the 2nd spot, back behind him. Here comes Peyton Hamlet underneath Bladen Edwards. Those 2 battle for the 4th spot. 3rd and 4th right there, side by side. Chase Pierce down low, back behind him. As there you can see your field. Everybody over the bumps, just trying everything they can to keep the cars underneath of them. How about Deweese up on that outside lane? Getting a big run trying to pass the 88 with Carson Lucas. Hamlet and Edwards have been side by side for that 3rd spot for quite a while. And Edwards up the racetrack. They're going to be almost 3 wide down the back. Looks like Muller going to take this spot. Carson Lucas going to try to sneak by, as well as the 72 of Edwards is a little bit loose out of 4. And you can see how much momentum means here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. If you break your momentum, you're going to have at least 1 or 2 cars go right by you. If it's on the straightaway, as Jordan Corrin got a little bit sideways that time out of 4. I think he hangs on to it though. Trent Smith so far back up to the 11th spot, so he has made some ground up, but still a long ways to go to get back up to the race lead where he was battling at the beginning of this one. Carson Lucas to the inside of Bladen Edwards once again. It's for the 6th spot on the racetrack. Lucas can't get the run up off the bottom just yet to really make that pass 100%, but he gets right alongside through the center of the corner. Bottom side definitely looks like the lane to be in right now. 4 laps shy of the halfway point. Alan Young also trying to go by Jordan Corrin as well in the 29 machine. So here comes Braxton Nuis up on the outside lane, trying to find something the long way around. He saw Lucas unsuccessful on the bottom trying to get around Bladen Edwards. I think Deweese wanted to jump up to the outside lane and figure out what that momentum was like in big-time contact. Tyler Muller around, and there's a massive pileup on the front straightaway. Everybody piling in there. There was nowhere for a lot of those drivers to go. James Pileski involved. Big-time damage on that race car. Alan Young up in the outside wall. And my goodness, it all got big right there. You saw the 78 of Tyler Muller get a little bit loose and overcorrect into the outside wall. And that was all she wrote. A huge pileup on the front straightaway here. Let's take another look at what happened. I think some of the guys right behind were able to avoid. But man, a huge one on the exit. Let's look at this one more time. You see the 78 of Tyler Muller get a little bit sideways. There was nowhere Edwards could have gone. Deweese, Corey Rogers, Alan Young, James Pileski also tangled up in there. Wow, a big one on the front straightaway. There was a lot of cars involved in that one. Let's go on board with James Pileski. He came into that one pretty hard. He couldn't really do much, though. We'll take a look at what he saw coming out of 4. Nothing really he could have done. Don't know what is going on with the iRacing sound with these late model stocks. I'm sure he wasn't on the chip the entire way down the front straightaway. But a massive wreck here right at halfway to shake things up. It's going to bring a lot of drivers up into the top 10. Your top 3 or 4 weren't really affected, but everybody back behind was unfortunately collected. Deweese in the 8 machine was having a great run. Bladen Edwards in the 72 as well. Those drivers were both right up inside of the top 5. But the big one strikes here at Nashville. Similar to what we saw at Nashville in real life this weekend in the Pro Late Model 100. I think we had a little bit more cars survive, though. We've still got 22 cars on the lead lap, it looks like. Under caution for the 4th time, getting ready to send them back green. 45 laps to go here in the All-American 100. Elvis and Hollingsworth gonna get real close here out of turns 3 and 4. Into the restart zone they go. A good jump from both drivers. And once again, we go back racing. We're side by side into turns 1 and 2. Everybody back behind him. There's a good gap built up. And Hollingsworth's going to try to race for it here on the top side. Hollingsworth in the 28, trying to use that outside lane to his advantage. The 54 of Elvis is ahead by just a nose across the stripe that time. And now it's tough for Hollingsworth because he wants to fight and take that lead, but Peyton Hamlet's right there to take the second spot. Hollingsworth going to fall back. Can he clear Peyton Hamlet for P2? Elvis continues to lead down the back straightaway. 98 and 28 battle for second. It looks like Hollingsworth is going to take that spot on the outside lane. Don't count out Carson Lucas in the 88 machine. He just turned the fastest lap of the race in the 4th spot. Remember, he was the winner last year in the All-American 100. My goodness, what it would be if he could go back-to-back in such a prestigious race as the caution flag flies once again. Noah Kaufman and Corey Rogers tangled up on the front straightaway. Not entirely sure what happened. Let's take a look here as we are under caution for the 5th time here tonight. And it looks like just a little bit of contact there out of 4. I think the 12, or sorry, the 17 might have gotten up into the 07 and clipped him. And around they went. We'll try and watch from the drone. Maybe not. Didn't look like there was any contact. That first angle, we assumed there was contact, but looking at it there, I think the 07 might have just gotten loose on the outside lane, and there was nothing really Corey Rogers could have done. So we are back under yellow once again. The 5th caution flag so far. There are several drivers down pit road getting damage fixed. James Pileski is one of those drivers. He was involved in that big pile-up, the last caution. Brandon Elvis continues to show the way, and we are inside of 40 laps to go now. Time is running out. These guys do have a set of tires in the pits, but with the way we've seen passing and track position work, I doubt we see them use it. We should be getting the 1 to go signal next time by. I'll be interested to see what the 28 machine of Hollingsworth can do on this restart. He doesn't want to fight too hard on the outside and risk losing the 2nd spot, but you also can't let Brandon Elvis go. So it's going to be a tough battle to see who can take that top spot as we send a Matt Green inside of 40 laps to go. Lights are off, field doubles up. Go back green this time. Pace car makes the hard left turn back down to pit road. And Brandon Elvis, Carter Hollingsworth are going to lead us into the restart zone. A little bit later start that time from the 54, and we are back racing into turns 1 and 2. Good start for the 54 machine of Brandon Elvis. He'll lead down the back straightaway. Carter Hollingsworth wants to keep a nose to the outside. He'll slip back in line. And to settle for second right now, Peyton Hamlet is right there. Wants to get up inside of the top 2. How about Jordan Corrin, winner of heat race number 1 here tonight? Up inside of the top 5 if he can get around Carter Krogan in the 82 machine. Corrin on the bottom. Looks like he'll try and slide up right there on the back straightaway, and he will. He'll be clear. On lap 65 of 100. 35 to go this time for Brandon Elvis. Laps are starting to run out. No, we've got a big one once again off of the exit of turn number 4. I don't know who that is up on the outside lane that was stopped. Somebody was turned around, and it looked like everybody piled in right there. Let's take one more look at what happened. I think it may have been the 87 machine that got tagged originally. Yes, it was Zachary Honecker, and there was nothing anybody could have done. Everybody is in the gas at that point. Coming up off the corner, you're not expecting everybody to be swerving. A lot of cars piled into that one. Chase Pierce had some pretty heavy damage. Jason Deal as well in the 8 machine. I think his night might be done, unfortunately. So a tough break here. Under caution for the 6th time. A lot of cars coming to pit road this time. Trent Smith in the 3 machine. We'll see if Smith's got anything up his sleeves, if he wants to get right side tires or something of the sort. Looks like he is just getting damage repaired. I don't see any tires going up on that race car. So Smith going to be the first driver out of the pits. James Pileski follows him off. We have 22 cars on the lead lap. Sorry, 21 cars on the lead lap. We'll send them back green this time. Just about 230 laps to go. Brandon Elvis in the 54 machine trying to hang on. He's got Carter Hollingsworth to his outside. They're going to go back through the restart zone this time. A good jump from both of them. And we are back racing with 30 to go in the All-American 100. Elvis through turns 1 and 2. He's got to leave room for Hollingsworth up top on the outside lane. Peyton Hamlet tries to back way off there. He'll see if he can get a big run off of turn number 4, but here comes Hollingsworth on the outside. Looks like he might try to cross Brandon Elvis over here. Down the back straightaway, the caution flag flies once again. James Pileski turned around in turns 1 and 2. Around goes the 93 under yellow for the 7th time. Let's see what happened to Pileski. Looked like the 27 of Ethan Johnson goes around. I think Mark Myers also got up in the outside wall there, but I think it was Johnson in the 27 that ended up clipping Pileski initially. Yeah, up into the left rear of the 93. Around goes James Pileski. And then there's the contact with Mark Myers. Chase Pierce had to check up to avoid. Mark Myers couldn't do anything to avoid right there. He was right on the back bumper of the 37. So we get set to go back racing. We'll go back this time by. The lights drop on the iRacing.com pace car. It'll be 25 to go now. Time is running out for Carter Hollingsworth or Peyton Hamlet to get around Brandon Elvis in the 54 machine. You're going to have to do it on a restart at this point. You have to be close on the restart and try to get a run to the bottom. I don't think Hollingsworth's going to be able to do it on the top unless he gets a big jump on one of these restarts. So we'll watch one more time as base car drops to the bottom side. And into the restart zone they go. Great start that time from the 54 of Elvis. He's going to be clear down into turns 1 and 2. Hollingsworth in the 28 going to follow back behind him. Big run from the 28 of Hollingsworth. Elvis going to keep the bottom side held off. 25 laps to go. They're 3 wide back behind him. Carter Krogan in the 82. He's got Ryan Strunk to his inside. And Aiden Young to his outside. Young way up the racetrack there, as everybody fights for real estate down the back straightaway. Carson Lucas looking to the inside of Jordan Corrin. That's for the 4th spot here with just 24 laps to go. Oh my, Lucas that time really chopped off the bottom. He saw the gap and wanted it closed before Corrin thought about peeking to the inside. Meanwhile, up front, your top 3 are glued to each other's bumpers. Nose to tail under a blanket here, coming back to 22 laps to go. Can Carter Hollingsworth do anything to get around this this 54 machine? Hamlet in 98 has the best view of this battle right now. Hollingsworth trying to find a way to the inside, but time is running out. They're coming back to 20 laps to go this time, and you don't want to get into a situation where you have to win it on a restart. The aggression dial is at max right here. 20 to go this time by for Brandon Elvis. Things have gotten relatively calm here in these final 20 laps. Everybody's gotten a chance to get spread back out. We had a lot of restarts in a row right there, which ended up taking out quite a few cars. We've got 20 left on the lead lap. We have 19 laps to go. Hollingsworth in the 28 machine. He's got about a car length to make up if he wants a shot to the inside. Here comes Brian Torrey to the inside of Braxton Luis. It's for the 13th spot on the racetrack. Torrey's going to make that pass. And a lot of shuffling in this field, especially towards the later stages. Trent Smith trying to work his way back up into the top 10 after we saw that contact with him and Tyler Muller. And Smith still having a hard time passing on that bottom lane. It's been tough all night to just complete a pass. You see Lushes pulls ahead down the straightaway, is able to use all that momentum on the outside lane to pull ahead. Coming back to 14 laps to go. Brandon Elvis continues to lead by about a car length over Carter Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth is running out of time here if he wants a shot at the victory. Still watching Trent Smith battle with Brendan Lushes for the final spot in the top 10. Smith on the bottom trying to pull ahead, but it's just so tough to complete the pass. To go there for Brandon Elvis. He's got a little bit of breathing room to his back bumper now. It'll be 10 to go this time. He does not want to see that caution flag. We've seen 7 so far, and Elvis does not want another one here in these final 10 laps. He would love to have smooth sailing here to the end as, Trent Smith said enough is enough right there. Had a little bit of contact with Brendan Lushes, and he'll take that 10th spot and try to walk away. Brandon Elvis trying to hang on in these final 8 laps. The lap times between him and Hollingsworth have been pretty much identical this whole run. It's a very back and forth. And Hollingsworth might need a caution here if he wants a shot at it. I don't know if he's going to have enough speed to just drive up there and take it. As I say that, though, Elvis gets a little bit loose, and down into 3 and 4. He does not look too comfortable in that 54 machine. There's 6 laps to go, and the fight is on for that top spot. Hollingsworth in the 28. He's getting good runs up off the back straightaway. We'll see if he can build up enough of a run to peak to the inside. Out of 4 that time. 5 laps to go. Final 5 laps here in the 2025 All-American 100. Hollingsworth in the 28 trying to cut across the bumps. He's right on the back bumper of Brandon Elvis into turns 3 and 4. This time around, 4 to go for the 54 of Brandon Elvis. They're running all exactly the same on lap times, your top 4. Just a couple thousandths of a second either way. And now it is crunch time for Carter Hollingsworth. If he wants a shot at it here comes the run to the bottom. Hollingsworth takes a peek to the inside lane. Elvis going to fend it off. And Hollingsworth going to have to reset here, coming back to 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks up in the air this time. 2 to go for Brandon Elvis. Trying to hold on to the victory in the 2025 All-American 100. But Carter Hollingsworth is right there on his back bumper. Down the back straightaway, this time by the final time around. White flag is out. 1 more to go for Brandon Elvis, and he's sideways. Here comes Carter Hollingsworth on the top. Down into turns 1 and 2. Elvis trying to block both lanes of the racetrack. Here comes Hollingsworth down the back straightaway. Into 3 and 4. Big send from Hollingsworth down to the bottom. He's going to back out of it and think otherwise, and Brandon Elvis is going to win here at Nashville. Elvis picks up the victory. Carter Hollingsworth comes home second. And that was a thriller right down to the wire. Elvis got sideways coming to the white flag and kind of stalled out Hollingsworth's run. And Elvis is going to burn it down here on the front straightaway. What a race here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. An exciting one there. As we get ready to grab a word from our top 3 finishers, we're going to take a quick step away here so we can all catch our breath and take in what we just saw. We'll be back in just a moment to grab a word from our top 3 finishers as well as wrap things up here on the WD Broadcasting Network. Alrighty, folks, we are back here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, ready to grab a word from our top 3 finishers. Starting with our 3rd place finisher, we'll grab a word from Peyton Hamlet. Try and get a good view of that car. We'll just go with that right there. Now we'll try to see if we can't grab a word from Peyton Hamlet in the 98 machine. Alrighty, up into the broadcast booth, Peyton Hamlet in the 98 machine. Started 5th here tonight, ended up P3 after 100 laps. Tell me about your run in the All-American 100.
Yeah, man. Forgive me if you hear race control in the background, but we had actually a lot faster car than I imagined we would. I mean, I turned my fastest lap on lap 77 on old tires, and I thought we were going to have those tires, and I was waiting for Brandon to duck off to pit road, but he never did, and I'm glad he didn't because it really woke it up after about halfway.
Yeah, that was definitely an exciting race there at the end. Things kind of got interesting at halfway. We had a couple big pileups, and luckily you were able to miss all that. I think you were right ahead of where it happened, so good positioning there. Got you in a great spot for the end of the race. Just couldn't quite get around them two at the front. It looked very tough to pass, and you guys were all nose to tail. But a good 3rd place, respectable run here tonight at your home track. Who do you have to thank for a podium here in the All-American 100?
I just want to thank my guys who helped me on a real life deal, especially sponsors, Curb Records, Town and Country Ford, Dobro Steel Company. I don't know how to paint cars on iRacing, so none of my sponsors are on here, and I hate that. But they are very much appreciated on here and in the real world.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you, Peyton, on your 3rd place run here tonight in the All-American 100. And you running tomorrow night or Saturday night?
Unfortunately, I'm tied up. I applied to run it, but I'm just going to be tied up, and I hate that because we've been running good so far. But I'll take this as a win for tonight.
Alrighty, well, good end result for you here in the All-American 100, 3rd place run. Maybe I'll throw a 98 on my car in memory of you.
Sounds good. Thank you, Winston.
Yes, sir. Congratulations. Alrighty, folks, that was your 3rd place finisher here tonight. Now we'll grab a word from our 2nd place finisher, Carter Hollingsworth. See if we can't grab him up into the broadcast booth. All right, up into the broadcast booth, 1 spot short here tonight, Carter. Man, it looked close between you and Elvis. Just didn't quite have enough there at the end to get around him.
Yeah, he had a few slip-ups. Other than that, I think he had it covered. He was really fast tonight, and we got up to 1-2, and we kind of just, rode there for a while. I PM'd him, asked him when he was going to pit, and he said, if these cautions keep coming, no pitting. So we stayed out, and we dueled it there. I feel like we had a chance there at the end when he slipped up the second time because I was going to try and run the outside, but we had a good car. I just wanted to save it and focus on tomorrow and try and make the 400 tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's definitely going to be pretty intense, but tonight you had a great run. Started in the 3rd spot. It was very competitive in qualifying, only a 10th of a second all the way back to 13th, so a good qualifying effort. Got you the track position that you needed to avoid all that chaos at the halfway point. You're able to be right in front of that big wreck. All 3 of you top 3 guys were right in front of that big wreck, so that was the kicker here tonight, having that track position at halfway. But who do you have to thank, Carter, for your 2nd place run here in the All-American 100?
Just got to thank Cottle Chassis, Levi Photography, WD Broadcasting Network, RJ21 Management. He's paying for my entry fee for the Fall Brawl next week. So huge shout out to him for letting me race that one. And that's pretty much it.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you, Carter, on your 2nd place run here tonight in the All-American 100. And we'll see you tomorrow night. I'm sure you'll be in my voice chat for my stream for qualifying for the 400. So let's have a good run tomorrow, but congratulations to you on 2nd tonight.
Yeah, hopefully we'll put it in the show.
Yeah, no kidding. We can't have a repeat of my qualifying last year.
I see you, buddy.
Yep, congratulations. Alrighty, folks, that was your 2nd place finisher, and now to grab a word from the man of the hour, winner here tonight in the All-American 100. Up in the broadcast booth, Brandon Elvis, you got a copy.
Hey, man.
Alrighty, well, doesn't seem like that long ago I was talking to you. What was it, 2 days you won the Leave the Pack Championship race. Well, now you win the All-American 100, 2 in a row on the WD Broadcasting Network. How do you feel tonight?
Yeah, man, this is awesome. Probably the biggest race I've won in a while. Outside of the LTP and the TMSS stuff. It was fun with man. Carter had me there at the end. I slipped in 1 and 2 randomly, and when it did, I just kind of buzzed the right retire, and it was really hard to recover from that. And luckily, he let me live there, and was able to bring home the win. Man, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, down into turn 3, I was wondering what was going to happen. He thought about going in on the apron, but I think he thought better of it. Didn't want to hear any earfuls after the race. You tried everything to just about give it to him, but it ended up being a great race between you two at the line. It looked like you had it covered for most half of the race. I talked to Peyton and Carter about being in front of all that calamity that we saw on the front straightaway. That was definitely the kicker here tonight, track position, and you guys did a great job of holding it all race long, which ultimately got you the victory here tonight. 2 in a row on the WD Broadcasting Network. Who do you have to thank, Brandon, for a victory like this?
Yeah, just thank my wife. Thank my mom and dad for watching. All my buddies at ECR, I know they're watching too, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, just shout out to everybody tuning into the WD Broadcasting Network. Probably, I'd say the best broadcasting network in the business on iRacing. So that's always fun to win on here. And yeah, just Barry Ellis Performance and Fabrication, Chestnut Hill Restaurant. My setup shop deal with Coastal Performance. Yeah, my boys at ECR, Coleman Design, WD Broadcasting Network, of course. You, thanks to Jim and the guys in this league that puts this All American 400 on. I hate that I can't be here Saturday to race the supers, but yeah, just a quick apology to Trent on that restart there. I wasn't trying any gamesmanship or anything. I think we just made contact. It's kind of incidental there, and I benefited from it. Obviously, he didn't. I hated that for him, but shout out to him and shout out to Carter right there at the end, and Peyton for racing me clean, and that's about it.
Alrighty, Brandon. Well, it was definitely a fun and clean race there at the front. You guys did a great job keeping it clean, keeping it respectful, and it was definitely a fun race for me to call up here in the booth. So congratulations to you on winning here. I know you said you can't make it for Saturday with the Supers, but I'm sure you'll be watching, cheering all of us on, all the Leave the Pack buddies. But I'm glad we could bring All-American 100 back to Leave the Pack. Congratulations.
Yeah, man. 1 and 2. That's really cool. Thank you, Winston.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks. That was your winner here tonight, Brandon Elvis. We'll look at our final finishing results here in the All-American 100. Up on screen, we'll get the race results up there, not the qualifying results. Try that again. All right, Brandon Elvis, your winner in the number 54. Second spot was Carter Hollingsworth in the 28. Peyton Hamlet, third in the 98. Last year's winner came home in the fourth spot. That's Carson Lucas. Anthony Rosselli came home fifth in the 80 machine. Jordan Corrin, heat race number 1 winner, comes home sixth. Carter Krogan in the 82 machine comes home 7th. Ryan Strunk 8th. Aiden Young comes home 9th. Trent Smith, your pole sitter, rounds out the top 10. Brendan Lushes comes home 11th. Brian Torrey 12th. Corey Rogers 13th. Alan Young comes home in the 14th spot. Buzzy Mongold 15th. Braxton Dewey 16th. James Pileski 17th. Steve Wright 18th. Zachary Honecker 19th. Joey Burkett rounds out your top 20. Ethan Johnson 21st. Mark Myers 22nd. Chase Pierce 23rd. Noah Kaufman 24th. Craig Schmidt 26th. Jonathan Holstein 27th. Jason Deal 28th. Sorry, Jonathan Holstein 26th. Jason Deal 28th. Bladen Edwards 29th. Tyler Muller 29th. And Noah Keller 30th. For some reason, those are all duplicated. But that is your finishing order for the 2025 All-American 100. Thank you guys for tuning in to such an amazing race here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. They put on a heck of a show up at the front. It was definitely a fun race all night long. So thank you guys for watching here on the WD Broadcasting Network. I'm going to be back right here tomorrow night for qualifying, And I'm going to hope that I don't have a repeat of my qualifying run last year. If you guys haven't seen that video, it's tragic. I tried everything I could not to make that race. So that one's a fun one. Go back and watch that one from last year. But we'll talk to you guys tomorrow night on the WD Broadcasting Network. Thank you guys for watching the 2025 All-American 100. I'm your host, Winston Deal, signing it off. Peace out.